Well, okay. I want to take you on a little tour inside my iPower grow tent. This is a 48 by 24 by 60, and I want to show you how I set it up. So let's go over some of the things that are in here. This is a flood and drain system, and right now I have a bunch of tomato plants, and I have some purple bok choy in here, and I have this seedling pepper plant that just came up on its own. It actually has peppers on it, so that's pretty cool. I've got a couple of garlic plants back here. So just to get through this, the tent has a lining because these grow tents, they do come with a tray that sits on the bottom, but the tray is not waterproof, so if you spill water it will leak out eventually. So the most important thing in here is to have a piece of plastic laid down on the bottom so you don't leak through. This is, like I said, it's flood and drain. I think you can see the flood and drain fittings. They're from Botanicare. They're pretty inexpensive. And I have a tray, and it's sitting on top of another tray. And inside here, I have an Echo Plus pump. It's 390 gallons per hour, so they say. Those are great pumps. They're inexpensive, and oh, it's an Echo 396, and they're inexpensive, and they work really well for this kind of thing. So I pump water into the tray. When it gets up to the top of the fittings, it drains back down, or when the pump shuts off, it drains back down through that fitting. You can see the walls are Mylar, so they reflect light pretty good. The most important thing you need in a grow tent is proper ventilation. So, hard to see, but back here I have an AC Infinity. I like those. They make good products. It's a 4-inch Cloudline S4, and the thing I really like about this is it has a little extension on it where you have a little thing where you can control the flow. Okay, this here, I actually have it outside my tent, but basically you can increase the volume of the fan by just pushing a button. So that helps you control humidity and temperature. I think you can hear it running now. It's at full throttle. I do have a carbon filter in here. It's another AC Infinity 4-inch carbon filter. Now, if you're growing vegetables, you don't need the carbon filter, but I was growing other stuff in here. Now, the other important part, you need airflow inside your tent. And this is a Honeywell Turbo Force fan. Pretty inexpensive, very quiet, works really well. I have mine hung upside down, and everything in here is pretty much automated. I do check my plants most every day, but I don't want to have to water every day. So the flood and drain takes care of that. Like I said, everything's on a timer. I've got this this one here that I got off of Amazon. It's a Juvenils, I don't know. Anyway, it's good for this kind of stuff. It's not strong enough to run lights. So I have another, I have a BN Link timer back here that I use for my lights. And one of the nice things about this tent is it has this mesh pocket on the side, so you could put tools in it, or you know, whatever. Everything in here is automated, so the lights go on when I want them to. The watering is set with that timer to go on a couple of times a day, and all I really have to do is check the reservoir levels, and they are getting kind of low. I need to fill it again. You are going to need a light. Now this over here is an old Cobb LED light that I had. I would recommend something else. A good light for a tent this size would be the Spider Farmer SF2000. I have one in my kitchen. Works great, and it would cover this tent excellent. So the only other thing I really have, I don't know who makes this, but I got it off Amazon, and it's a temperature and humidity gauge because I want to know what's going on in here. So this is my grow tent setup, and I really like the idea of having a tent because it allows you to separate off a part of your house or your apartment, and you're not limited by natural light, obviously, and you can control the environment better because it's a small area. You know, I mean, if you needed to, if your house was cold, you could put a heater in here, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good way to grow vegetables, and you know, having it in a tent, you zip it up, it's kind of out of sight, so you don't have pots and trays all over your living room. You know, you could have them like I have here in a corner in my bedroom. The tent has been real good. The zippers work well, and you know, I've had this now for about a year. It's been just fine. I expect to get a lot of use out of it. Pretty easy to assemble. They give you directions, and of course they're in Chinese. They're not always the best, but there's pictures, so it's pretty easy to follow it. And yeah, you know what's going to happen in here. This bok choy is going to grow pretty fast, and it'll be out of here probably in a month. And then I don't know if I'll keep the tomatoes in here or somewhere else. They're going to need to be repotted, but for now everything's doing just fine, and that's about it. So take good care of yourselves, happy gardening, and don't forget to keep it green. Alright, see y'all later. Bye bye.